Yeah, no, it's a good question. I mean, I knew very early on, and the thing is, it's quite insidious. I say insidious, but it's always with you. But because, like, you know, culture, I've been told you've got to get a good job as a black person, right? You know, immigrant, even though I was born in the UK in London, my parents were from the Caribbean. So to survive in this world, in this country, you need to have a good job, you need to be in a great profession. But then realizing, actually, I don't think it's quite for me. But I've been told that if I stick with this, I'll be sorted for life, right? Because that's what their generation, that's what it was and used to be. But you just kind of knew inside. But again, being in an institution where everyone's like, I'm just going to focus on this and this is the only thing there is, you can't really even verbalize it to yourself. And especially when the narrative is, if you look at doing anything else and you're a traitor to your profession, and that's not what we do, it's not like you have that conversation with yourself. I feel like you can, right? So I would say it's something that happened over a long period of time. When it got to a point after, say, my core surgical training, I had several rotations where I was just like, I actually just got depressed. I was just like, and again, like, was I depressed because like this isn't the right career for me? Not necessarily with those words, but I just, you know, if something's not right. And you know when it's like your life or whether it's your career, you can't really articulate. And then I knew I wanted to go and do something else completely different. Everyone who's a doctor and wants to go overseas, they go to Australia. And I'm like, I'm not going to Australia because that's like pretty much the same as the UK. And so I decided to go to South Africa. I'd never been to Africa at this point, by the way. Everyone thinks, oh, you know, I'd never been to South Africa, let alone Africa. Even though, like, originally my heritage is African, West African, 60% apparently. And the first time I ever arrived in South Africa was for the job, right? And it was amazing because on that first day I was picked up by at the airport, and then within literally a couple of minutes I was on the ground doing CPR on a guy who'd come off his motorbike and was very clearly, unfortunately, deceased. But you gotta do what you can do. And that was my introduction to This is South Africa, because it's a completely different ball game from the UK. As a practicing physician, but also culturally as well, very different. And it was also that experience that changed my life. And when I came back to the UK a few years later, and I thought I'll get back into the system, the same thing happened, right? I started to feel really, again, down and out, and actually, is this the right thing for me? And it was then I realized I just need something outside of the NHS. I need something outside of clinical, and I've got to find what that is. And then create a vehicle to help me explore what that is. And that's how Medic Footprints and this whole movement started.